joining in, everyone. Thanks for your patience too. Rhonda saved the day again. Awesome.
All right, thank you. Hello, I'm Leslie Burnett, and I'm in Washington State, not having weather problems today, thankful. I am showing the herb-infused squash soup this evening, and so I'm using spaghetti squash. So I cut this and prepared this ahead of time to make spaghetti squash. Of course, it comes together as one piece. So you can just cut this in half, and they're hard to cut in half. So if you need to, what you can do is poke it a couple times and then put it in the microwave so it will soften a little bit, and then it's easier to cut. Once you get it cut, I seasoned it with some of our Tuscan herb. I put our oil, put it on both sides. I used a pastry brush and brushed it. And then I used the roasted garlic and chive, sprinkled that on there. Then I cook these upside down on the banh mat, so flush side. And this took 30 minutes at 400 degrees. So we will put this aside and prepare the rest of the soup, and then I'll show you how to add this to your soup at the end. It's a great touch. Now this recipe uses a pound of turkey, and I am not eating meat. So I had the thought this morning, I can try quinoa. Might as well try something different. So that's what I did. So the recipe says to have your pot and then cook the turkey in here along with the chicken blend, 2 tablespoons. And I'm trying to read my notes over there. I think it was 2 tablespoons, and salt and pepper. So what I did was I made my quinoa in the pot with the same things. So there you go. It's an easy substitute. To make quinoa, this is what I use. This is the Kirkland brand. It's organic. You do need to rinse it prior to, we don't need to advertise all the, but you do need to rinse it before cooking, and you use twice as much liquid for your amount of quinoa. I did a cup of quinoa, so I did 2 cups of water, and then of course I made 2 batches. So this is then, so if I did 1 cup, it ends up making 2 cups. So really this is 1 cup cooked. I don't know. It's a lot. It's a whole bowl full, you see? All right, there you go. So don't make a whole batch because it doubles inside. How about that? All right, so those are our first 2 steps to make the spaghetti squash and then make your meat or your protein. So then you take it out of the pot. So next we're going to put our vegetables into the pot. All right, now there's a whole bunch of vegetables in this recipe. There's yellow onion, 1 yellow onion, 2 sweet potatoes, 3 ribs of celery, 1 zucchini, 2 carrots, a red bell pepper, a yellow bell pepper, and 2 parsnips. 8 different kinds of vegetables just right here in this part. So if you want to chop them all by hand, you can do that. I used different tools. I used the EcoChop a lot. So I will just show you in case you're not familiar with the EcoChop. I saved half of the bell pepper here. And you can just chop it up into slices like that, or you can do them a little bit smaller slices, toss them in here. And then with just a couple pulls, let me move this so you can see a little bit better. Make sure the bottom is dry. Oh, I tell you, today, okay, this is not attached. Today's been a little bit challenging. I don't know. Maybe it is the weather, even though I don't have weather here, but all right, here we go. Take 2. All right. With each pull, the blades go around 6 times. So we have beautiful bite-sized pieces. So we'll add this to our bowl here, our pot. And I have a whole bunch more vegetables in here. I've got the parsnips, the celery, zucchini, sweet potato. Can you see all the colors? Carrots, the red and yellow bell pepper, and the onions. All right, so this all goes in here and it cooks for 10 minutes until it is fragrant, softens up a little bit. And let me double check here to see if there's anything else we need to do with that. We just do that for right now, but I didn't use all of my sweet potato. So I wanted to show you that I love using the mandolin when I can, because it helps me get things of an even thickness so that everything cooks evenly. All right, so let me move this over here. This is how I do it. This one is on the number 3. So that's how far the blade will cut the thickness. And so I just want to show you that this, we do have this protective thing here, and we have a handle too that I'm not currently using. But they do simply slide like that. All right. And then set this off to the side. Then I just chop them. They're already stacked up for me. I left a couple here for me to remind me. So then I just cut them into quarters or 6, whatever would be a good bite size. And I will add this to the pot as well. So because this takes 10 minutes to cook, I'm not going to cook it right here, but I have one behind me that has been cooking and is ready to go. But look how beautiful this is. So many great vegetables. Okay, let's set this off to the side and bring this one over. All right, now for this one, the next step in the recipe is to melt some butter or ghee in here. So this is 2 tablespoons. So I'll add that. And then let's see here. All right, next I add 2 tablespoons of the rosemary, basil, and thyme herb blend. Okay. So 2 tablespoons. All right, what's everybody having for dinner tonight? Or did you already have dinner based on where you are in America? All right, there's our 2 tablespoons. Okay, so this one, we've got our veggies that have cooked for 10 minutes, and then you do 1 minute to melt the butter, and you've got the seasoning in here. So then the next thing we're gonna do is add our protein that we made. So either your turkey or your quinoa. So I'm gonna add this in. This is a lot of quinoa. I don't know if I would do that much, but we'll see next time. Okay, I'll taste it this time and we'll figure it out. You can always, you have permission to mix up the recipe once you give it a try. All right, this is what I've got so far. Next thing we're gonna do is add 4 garden tomatoes chopped, or you can use a can of fire roasted diced tomatoes. There's another tip to make your life easier. Mandolin, Eco Chop, canned tomatoes. All right, this is getting super full, this pot. I have a bigger pot over there. Wasn't sure how that was gonna go. And the final thing that I'll be adding is 6 cups of water or stock. So I've got my stock standing by here. This is so pretty, and it's gonna be so healthy for you. Oh my gosh. And now I have a whole bunch, so I can freeze some and have some for later. I like to give some to my uncle, so he'll be eating healthy as well. All right, here's our beautiful soup. Now this needs to sit. You need to bring it to a boil and then let it simmer for 30 minutes. I don't think we're gonna do that here, so I'm just gonna show you what it will look like. I'm gonna spoon this into my bowl and then add the spaghetti squash so you can see the beautiful presentation. All right, so I've got our little handy ladle here. We'll ladle this in. So many colors. All right, here's what we have so far. All right, let's grab the spaghetti squash. Now to release the spaghetti squash from the skin, you just simply pull from the sides here. Can you see it start pulling away? Have you used spaghetti squash? Some people are fan and some people haven't tried it yet. So we'll have it like that. And then you can easily continue pulling it and then give it a twirl. Twirl it with your fork. Okay, this is the first time I've done this before. All right, we're twirling, and we'll have this beautiful twirl here. So let me get some more so I can twirl some more. This is gonna make you look so fancy, and really look how easy it is. You just roast the spaghetti squash and then twirl the sides. This is super good just like this as well. I have cooked this in the past and made it a Southwest dinner. I had some chicken in here. I had some cheese and some salsa, some tomatoes and things like that to give it that Southwest flavor. All right, trying to get all my stuff to curl the same way here, but you can have fun in the kitchen twirling your spaghetti squash as well. All right, now I'm excited to see what you're going to make for dessert, Cindy. I've been thinking about this all day.
So we are making a chocolate hazelnut roll. And I'm so excited to make this because it's so good and it's so simple to make. The only thing that takes time is leaving it in the fridge, leaving the mixture in the fridge, the cookie mixture in the fridge. And then you fill it, you roll it, and then you leave it in the fridge for 4 hours or overnight. So it's something that you can do in the morning and eat at night. But I'm going to start out with the Eco Chop. And I have just biscuits. I have biscuits here. So the biscuits that I use, I either use these plain biscuits. These are actually chocolate biscuits, or you can also use just plain biscuits, because remember that you're also going to put cocoa in. So you really want the biscuits because you want that cookie crumb texture. So we're just going to break these up and put them in the Eco Chop very simply. And what you want is it's not 1.5 cups of cookies. It's 1.5 cups of cookie crumbs. So keep that in mind as you do this as well. I am just going to add a couple more. This is another brand that I really love these. They didn't have any more in the store. This is what I made the first one with today. These are Belvita, and these are well, they're natural flavor. They're not the healthiest thing in the world, I must admit, but they are made with whole grain flour. I'm going to just add, they come in a pack. I use one full box, pretty much one full box for one cake, one roll. Kind of like a Swiss roll, but it's actually much, much better. So I'm just going to put the top on this. I'm using our Eco Chop, the best tool in the world. I'm just going to pull this about 4 or 5 times. I did it 8. I like to leave it like this. So there's some really fine crust, and there's some heavier crust in here as well. We have melted butter that we're going to mix cocoa with. So we have, I hate to say this, but my butter is not very melted anymore. Maybe if I stir it up, it'll get a little bit warmer, because I warmed it before we got on the glass. I would put it on my stove top, but not in this glass, because I don't know what would happen. It's not supposed to, do that. But I think we can still handle this. Maybe. If I just put the burner on, I don't want to start the Flexipan on fire. But what I can do is put this not on the fire, but put it near it, so I know that it's going to get a little bit warm. So while we do that, we're just going to get that in the right consistency for a second. Maybe I can hold it above it. I can feel the heat coming up, so sorry about that. And my stove's right next to where I'm working, so this is fine. Just wanted to get it a little bit smoother. So what we're going to do now is we're going to set the cookie crumbles aside, and we're going to add 1 tablespoon of cocoa. And I always use Dutch cocoa. And the reason that I use it is because it's better. It tastes better. I think it mixes better with all recipes. So you can get a big bag. I usually buy a large bag during this time of year before the holidays. But I had this from the last couple months cooking at the cottage. So this is the Ghirardelli 100% cocoa Dutch process. So I'm going to mix that with the butter. Oops. What is it with me when I do these classes on cocoa? Done that before. So it looks like kind of like a ganache right now, really beautiful. Then we're going to take the cookie crumbs and we're also going to add, and I noticed that it was not on the recipe. I'm going to put all the cookie crumbs in here. And I feel like I should measure that. So let's see, we need a cup and I believe a cup and a quarter. About a cup. And a third. We have about a cup and a half exactly here. Okay. So we leave it like that.
Cindy, are you muted?
Yeah, Cindy, we can't hear you.
Can you hear me, Cindy? Since we can't hear you, Cindy, it's so perfect that you have that bowl right out up front because we can watch everything you're doing.
We can't hear you. No. I don't know how you got onto mute, but we can't hear you. I thought it was just me.
I didn't know that you couldn't hear me, but thank God Eric called me. Okay. So I was saying you want to put your binder, the binder is the milk. So we're going to put the milk in, and you can see this is coming together fairly well, and it's starting to form like a more solid consistency here. But we do still want a little bit more of that milk because that is the binder in our recipe. If you feel that it's good enough and you feel that it's going to come into a ball without being too liquefied, then you don't have to add the rest of that milk, but do know the recipe does call for it. But you can kind of eyeball this and just to make sure. So what I'm going to do is I am going to add just a little bit more of the milk, but I am leaving some of the milk behind because I can see the consistency, and depending on what brand butter you use, I actually used a European butter, and that is really good. I can see that this is, I don't want this to be more liquefied than this because remember, I want it to get cold. Then I'm going to take it back out of the fridge. I'm going to roll it in the FlexiPat, and you're going to see the FlexiMat, and you're going to see how we're going to do that. So I am going to stick this in the fridge, and I'm going to take out the bowl of that I have in there already of the mixture. You know what they say, when it rains, it pours, and it's been pouring all day. Everybody's been kind of off kilter with me today. It's very crazy and insane. What? It's absolutely fine. That kind of stuff doesn't really bother me. It probably bothers a lot of people more. I'm sorry, I didn't know that you couldn't hear me. So now we're all set. So we are going to, this is the mixture. And the cookies that I used with this one were these, and they were chocolate and dark. The other ones are chocolate, but they're lighter chocolate. So they don't look like they have chocolate, but they actually do. So we are going to take our FlexiMat here, and we are going, I want to make sure that you can see this. Okay, we are going to take the ball of the cookie dough out of the bowl, and it's fairly tough in here, but that's okay because it's going to roll out really nice. So we are just going to get all of this out. And remember, if it's too cool, you can let it get more at room temperature, but we're going to roll this out. So this is actually a really good thing that it's like that. And in order to roll this out, you know that my rolling pin for sure this is a sticky dough. It's normal to be a sticky dough. So my rolling pin, if I do this with the rolling pin, it is definitely going to stick to the rolling pin, but I'm going to put a little bit of oil on my hands, just a very little bit. And then I'm going to rub it on, and I'm just going to use our extra virgin olive oil, which is the best. It's very light. You won't even know. Let's take a little bit of this, and I'm going to rub it into my hands, and then I'm going to rub it onto my rolling pin. And you can see my rolling pin is used a lot. I haven't put any mineral oil, which I could put on here. I haven't done that in a while. And I'm just going to pound this down for a second. I think the first thing you think of when you do this is you feel like, oh wow, this is never going to stretch the whole size of the pan, but you'll be surprised that it will. And if you're using your hands, the best thing to do is to use the bottom of the palm of your hand right here, because it's very flat, and I'm not quite exactly flat, but it's good. And this will be the best way for us to really, stretch this dough as far as we need it stretched. The dough is very cold, so it's working really well.
Your pan moved away from the camera.
I'm sorry?
Your pan moved backwards away from the camera, so we can't really see what you're doing as much.
Now?
That's better. Thank you. That's
You're
better.
welcome. Thank you for letting me know. Just going to push this out. along the sides of the pan. I can also take my rolling pin at this point and I can push down like this to get it to stretch beyond where it is right now. And don't worry if some of the dough is separating, it's okay because we're going to pick it right up off of our rolling pin. And we're going to put it right back in here. But we do want to make sure that we just take the time to really get it to go all the way across the pan. The first one I made, I had no problem. It seems like this one, I don't know. It's fine. Can also take a little bit of flour and maybe with the flour, you can also get that going. So what we're going to do once we get this all spread out, I can also take my offset spatula, and if you watch this, you can just take this action and push it, because with my hands, it's difficult to do this. And you can push that all the way down to the end. This is an extremely, extremely forgiving recipe. Also, don't worry about this. Like, you're probably thinking, oh my God, how is that going to work? Believe me, it's going to work. It always works. We just want to make sure you're getting in the camera view here. So I'm going to take this side and I'm going to do the same. I'm going to push the more of that dough so I can get it up on top. Same here. So you go from thinking you don't have enough dough to realizing like, oh yeah, this is perfectly fine. This is going to be fine. Then we'll do the same thing here and just continue pressing that out towards the end. You can see you'll come across places in the dough where you see that there is actually more dough than there is on other sides. So when you get to the corners, you want to take that larger piece of dough and just kind of press it in. Hopefully you can see this, what we're doing here. You're going to press that all the way down to the very end, and then we're going to get these pieces to marry together. And I will just take that off. And then of course, I want to press that down into the mat and make sure wherever, remember that you're going to roll this. So there's going to be double, triple, however many times rolls you have, like 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 4 rolls here that you're going to do with this cookie dough. And yes, it is sticky, and that's normal. So you have to be patient just when you do this. If you feel like you don't have enough dough, you can always add more cookies, depending on the type of cookies that you use. Some of them, you know, maybe when they crunch up, that they don't spread as well. And just keep those things in mind. But the whole idea is, do I like the fact that this isn't just a piece of cake that the first one was that I did? No, but I'm not really worried about it. As long as you can see the whole idea of doing this and what we're going to do next. So we have this all the way just about to the end here. Want to make sure we have it to the end. And I always go along the sides with the offset spatula. And the reason I do that is because I want to make sure that there's dough everywhere along the side. So basically you're taking a chocolate dough, and you're just spreading it onto the mat. You might be thinking, how's it going to come off? Believe me, it's going to come off. I fill it. I put it in the refrigerator for about 10 minutes afterwards. And then I take it out and I roll it, because I want to make sure the colder that this dough gets, remember how solidified it was in the beginning? The colder that the dough gets, the stiffer it is. And that's a really good thing, because that is definitely a helping component in rolling it. And just amazing that the stickiest dough in the world is going to come off perfectly clean from this flexi mat. So I'm going to show you now what we're going to do next, and that is we're going to do our filling. So the first part of the filling is our Nutella. I'm going to wash my hands for a second. So this is why you want to make sure that you use the offset spatula is so wonderful for these little tasks, and it just turns out so good. You can see here. Hopefully, Rhonda, you can see this okay. Probably not the whole thing, but
We can see part of it well, but Cindy, I need to let you know that your second camera, the one that is the full shot, is not working.
oh, I know. You weren't on,
Okay.
but my stand for that broke.
Okay.
Perfect the way you positioned it.
It's fine. I'll just get another stand. It's not a big deal. You know how I don't stress over that stuff. Okay, so we have this. Very good. And I'm going to make sure that I start rolling from this side. And the reason I'm going to roll from that side is that corner is not perfect, but it's going to be rolled in. So the corner that you're not rolling from, you want to make sure it's really good. And this looks really good. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Nutella, get my ingredients back here. So I have Nutella, I have hazelnuts, I have whipped, I bought it whipped, Philadelphia cream cheese, and I have powdered sugar. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take the Nutella and I'm going to spread the Nutella on top of this. And I'm going to be careful not to spread it too close to the sides because I don't want all of it to come out. I want it to not be like oozing out of the sides, but you want it to be, when you roll it, it's going to ooze out somewhere. So you want it to continue just making it good. So you just think of an imaginary line that you create here with the Nutella that you want it almost to the side, but not quite to the side. And my ingredients were cold, and I will tell you Nutella works better if it's not cold. I didn't take them out soon enough. And we're going to put the cream cheese and the powdered sugar goes on top of this, and then the hazelnuts go on top of that. And what we're going to do is I take this and I put it literally in the refrigerator for a few minutes because I want it to get colder so I can very quickly and easily roll it. And it's amazing when you roll it or unroll it. It's shocking, actually. When you start working with this, the first thing you think is, there's no way this is going to work. That's what you think. There's no way that it's going to work. And you know what happens? Amazingly, it all works. So again, we're just spreading this, topping out. If you need more Nutella or you want it thicker, you can put in as much as you like. You can see I have enough here. Want to make sure I don't pull too much of that bottom of the cookie dough underneath here, but I want to make sure also that I get the Nutella all around. So simple. You just keep doing that. You just keep doing it. You can see here, anywhere you have a problematic spot on your Nutella in the dough, just, wipe right on by it. Don't even worry about it. I hope you can all see this. So
It
I
looks
grab
great
this
the way you have it
one little
positioned.
speck more of Nutella here. And the room temperature Nutella is so smooth. Okay, that's fine. And then we're going to take the powdered sugar and the cream, And we're going to mix those together as well. That's where you're really going to get, it's kind of like a mousse, you know, it turns out just so good, tastes so good. My first one, I mixed the Nutella and the cream cheese and everything together. So it's more like a mousse, and it's really good too. I'll show you that in just a minute. Next, we're going to take the cream, and we're going to leave a little bit to mix for the topping. This is a cup and a half. And what I'm going to do is leave about that much because I'm going to mix it with some more Nutella as well. I'm going to take, this is 4 tablespoons of powdered sugar. And I have already sifted this. I'm going to take, take my mini whisk and I'm going to sift this one more time because I don't want big chunks of powdered sugar in there. So I'm just going to put all of this in here. And just remember the difference in this and frosting. Frosting has cups and cups of powdered sugar or whipped cream. So this is a lighter version, I believe. It just has 4 tablespoons. So you can see this as we're just mixing this up. And we are going to do the same thing with this. Start the top. And we're going to spread this right on top. And you want to make sure with this also, you do not want it to go all the way to the sides. Because if you do, it's going to come out of the side. So you want to make sure that you have, every bite should have some of that filling. And it will on the sides too. And my sides kind of came out. The side of the filling didn't come out, but I noticed my sides seemed like they were a little bit longer than the middle of the cake. So I just kind of pushed them in with my hand. It was really simple. So if you haven't ever made this, you need to try it. And you can see, even though it doesn't look perfect, you're going to see how good it actually turns out. And remember, I'm going to go almost to the side, but not exactly. So we have the chocolate, we have, you know, with the Nutella and the cookies and the cocoa, so nice. Then we have the cream cheese. And we're just spreading this around. I hope you can all see that. Sorry about that technology faux pas. Okay. I have this a little bit too far on the side, but it's fine. So we're going to leave this like this. Then I'm going to take half of my hazelnuts and I'm going to sprinkle them on there. Put them right here. Very simple. Reminds me of cheesecake a little bit. I'm going to keep a couple of the hazelnuts for the top. It's all good. And now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in the refrigerator for just about 10 minutes because I want to be able to roll it and I need everything to get a little bit colder before I do that. And I'm going to grab the one out that I have in there already. It is true that you always need to wash things as you go along if you don't have multiples of everything. Okay, so next we're going to take this one that I rolled earlier today. So I rolled this in a bond mat right from the flexi mat, and I'm going to show you in a few minutes how to do that. So I have it in the bond mat and then I wrapped it in a towel because I didn't want all the air in the refrigerator to get to that. So you can see here, we have this beautiful roll and it's literally all ready. I'm gonna get the serving dish and then I'm going to decorate that a little bit. So you can see very easily, I can put this with the middle, pull that up. And here we go. You can do it from either side. So this is how it looks before I decorate it. And I could turn it around, but I've already like done it this way, and it's okay. And then I'm going to take my pastry bag and I already have a tip in there and I'm going to put the additional, the remaining cream cheese mixture. And I'm going to put a little bit of that Nutella here. Whatever you have left is actually, just gonna mix this right here in my bag because I like it to be like not so uniform. So you can see, we have a little bit in here. I think it's all ready to go. A little bit more Nutella. Then we are going to take the pastry bag and I'm going to push everything towards the bottom. Remember, this is just a little bit that we are going to use for decoration. We're just going to pipe down the middle. And you can see how nice this looks. I like to mix this in the bag because it's kind of like mocha looking. It's two-sided, like it's white and it's chocolate. So it's creamy and chocolate. I can put another one here, another one here. Push this down a little bit more. One there, one here. Or you can leave them separated, but I kind of like the way it looks like this. It reminds me of a suit, a tuxedo suit that you're going to a little special event or a wedding. You can keep doing that, which is really nice. So I like the way that looks. So then I am going to take the remaining hazelnuts and I am going to place them on top here. Are you with me? I hope.
We are spellbound, Cindy. This is so gorgeous.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad to hear that after the crazy day I've had today. Oh my goodness. Oh, don't even get me started, but you know what? I just laugh about it. It's all good. It's all good. So here we go. And who doesn't want some of this gorgeous hazelnut roll? Bravo! And I can cut it so I can show you how it looks in between. And serve it to you, especially for you. So I'm just taking my cake server knife and I'm going to cut this. I'm going to cut it so you can really see. I mean, who doesn't want to eat this? It's beautiful. And I when I cut something like this, I want a clean cut. So you want to kind of wipe off your knife a little bit. And this is gooey, but gorgeous. So you can see, oops, kind of smearing that. Here you have your chocolate hazelnut roll. And here, remember I told you that I mixed the cream cheese and the chocolate together. But in the recipe, we ask for, 2 layers. So you have the white and the dark. And then you can play around with your recipe if you want it to be more dark. If you want this to stand up, what would you do to make it do that? But the thing is, this is so tasty. Everyone is going to want to make it. So make sure you don't forget how and that you share that with people. I'm going to try and get out the other one because I really want you to see how we roll it. But I don't know if it's cold enough yet, but I'm going to try anyway.
While you're doing that, Cindy, I just want
Yes?
you to know Kathy Hines says stunning.
Oh,
Kathy
thank you so
Weary
much,
is like,
Kathy. So
yum.
sweet. And it is really beautiful to serve, and especially if you have a group of people over, it's really nice to put on a buffet. And I think that the gorgeous piece of it is the whole piece, that it just turns out really good. Thank you.
Yes.
I'm gonna grab the other one now.
Leslie Burnett wants a slice.
I'm sorry, Rhonda.
Leslie Burnett wants a slice.
Oh yeah, I'd love to share it with you too. Okay, so here we have our first one, the one we just did. It feels still not really that cold, but I'm going to try it anyway. Okay, so let me get my offset spatula. And what you want to do, once you get this to start rolling, you're all good. But I'm going to take this, if you can see this. Can you see where I'm at, Rhonda?
Yes. I was muted. Yeah. Or no,
Okay.
honestly, not really. It's the wrong angle. We're missing the corner you're starting to roll. Okay.
Okay. Well, then I should do it this way, perhaps. Oh, you know what? I know what I'll do. I have my camera on a turntable on my cake stand. Can you see that now?
Yes, that's great.
Okay, if I can get it to stay there. 1 second. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to lift this up and I'm going to see how that's doing. Okay, you can see it's wet, but you know what? This mixture is always going to be wet. It's not a dry mixture and it's not a dry cake. It is a wet cake. So I'm going to start by pushing this down a little bit. See how it's ready to lift there? It's gooey, but it's going to be good. And it would be better if it was a little bit colder because, there's a lot of butter in here. And as you use the butter solidifies. So let's try this to just push that down and pull this back. Look at that. It listens very well. See that? Is that amazing? And guess what? The longer the closer I get to the end, the better it becomes. It's a first piece that is a little bit hard if you don't know what to do. So you're just going to roll this, and this is really what, almost like melted chocolate, but it's room temperature gooey chocolate. But it's a gooey mixture. So we're going to do that again, and we're going to keep doing that. Roll forward and pull it back. Go up, roll forward, and pull it back. Roll forward and pull it back. Roll forward and pull it back. Roll forward and pull it back. And there you have it. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the bottom mat, wash my hands quick, not keep you forever. And the bomb mat that I have the other one on, I'm getting another one, just 1 second. Okay, I got the ball mat here. So I am going to put the ball mat right here. And I'm going to remove the tray. And I can actually move this, put this right here where you can see it. Watch this now. Wow. Look, this is why This is the best product in the world. Unbelievable. The gooeyest chocolate, sweetest chocolate you could ever do. And look at the tray. I mean, it's amazing that the Flexi Mat is hardly even dirty. It just needs a quick rinse and very hot sudsy water, and it's going to be awesome. Shake it dry. Now, what I do at this point, I like to do this just to block the ends a little bit. Going to roll forward and carefully just roll it in my bond mat. And then I am going to take my towel and I'm going to roll this up. And you can roll it so the ends are closed like this. If you fold in those ends in the beginning, then they're closed all the way through. And you just take this baby and stick it right in the refrigerator and let it sit overnight, and it's going to be perfect to serve tomorrow. One second. Okay, I'm back. Well, I want to thank everyone for being such great sports tonight and really hanging in with us with technical problems. And my goodness, there's always something that happens. But the truth of the matter is, I am so devoted, and so is my team, and also our consultants are so devoted to make sure that you have a great time, no matter what part of this class you come to be a part of. And even with the little idiosyncrasies that we had tonight, we were able to really show you two fabulous recipes. And Leslie, thank you so much. I love the idea that you, the action that you took to add the quinoa. That was really great. And you're right, quinoa is like having quadruple. There's so much that you don't know what to do with it. So thanks everyone for joining in. And we do have a free shipping code for you tonight, and that is BONCOOK, all caps, and just use that and you get free shipping. Remember too that the Flexi Mat is just such a fabulous tool that you definitely want to be using. And it's good for, you can also roast meat. I've done pork tenderloins a million times over in that. And in addition to that, with our Bordeaux mustard, it's fabulous. But also, you can do any cakes, pumpkin rolls, you can do jelly rolls, you can do Bruce Noel for Christmas. There's so many wonderful things that you can do. And we just want you to get online and tag us, let us know what you're cooking, and let people know where you learned it. So we don't charge for our classes, and we hope that this inspires you. Our mission and goal is to help people cook well at home and use the best products that are available for the everyday kitchen with a modern twist. So definitely that is the 4T's products, the BONCOOK French Pantry, and any of the flexible bakeware 4T's products by BONCOOK. So thanks everyone for joining in. If there are any questions, I can answer them right now, or I'll let you go. Any questions, Rhonda?
I don't see any.
Okay, Eric, I'm glad you were able to get back on. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. And I appreciate Rhonda and Leslie for getting on and doing so many classes with me. I don't know what I would do without you. And I'm sure that everyone on this call also appreciates you in the most fantastic ways. So I really want to thank you for these great recipes. And you know what? Sometimes when you look at something, if I was doing this chocolate roll and I didn't know that it was going to turn out fine, I would have believed when that dough was that wet and when it spread properly for me, I would have thought for sure there's no way that this is going to be picked up off of that mat. No way. But you saw it. That's the one that I just put in the fridge, and it wasn't even in the refrigerator long enough. But you know what? That's the magic of our product. With other products, you could have never done that with a metal pan. How would you ever do it? It would not work. So thanks everyone for joining in. We're happy to have you here tonight. And next week we have some more great recipes for you. We have a squash risotto. And I'm sorry, I don't remember the next recipe, what it is, but I know it's going to be a delight. So thanks everyone. Have a great night. Thanks for joining us tonight. And we'll see you next week on Taste the Trend Tuesday. Bye now.